And how does a man solve his problems? With his fists.
With his fists.
And roundhouse kicks every now and then, sure.
A couple roundhouse kicks, but I mean, the thing, and maybe it is the 90s seeping in. Maybe this is how we...
That's the Van Damme Seagal era sort of seeping in.
I was going to say, we were kind of losing our way once we started getting kicks in our movies. Because let's get real. An American man has two fists, and that's all he has.
But I love the kicks, too.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Because you're a fucking modern man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. You're not just an ignoramus in 1985.
No, I'm not an ignoramus.
No.
I know real film.
Why would God give us feet if he didn't want us to kick?
Time cop. That's all I'm going to say.
Time cop.
There are many topics and concepts we are all familiar with, but aren't exactly sure how they work. Each week, Alan Fitzgerald and I choose a topic and try our best to explain it. This is Explaining Things.
Welcome back to another episode of Explaining Things. As always, I'm your host, Jonathan Tilson, with my co-host, Alan Fitzgerald.
I keep saying I'm going to quit, but I keep coming back.
He keeps coming back. What movie best symbolizes America? There are a bunch. Top Gun comes to mind.
A lot of 80s stuff. For us, it'll be a lot of 80s stuff.
Yeah, it will be a lot of 80s stuff.
For me, the answer is Rocky 4.
Yes.
The masterpiece.
That is a masterpiece.
I mean, is the video already over? Did we just...
I think you did answer it. Bye,
I think
guys.
I did it too quick. Bye. A dumb guy defeats communism with his fists. What could be more American than that?
Exactly. He defeats science with his fists, too.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how, just with pure boldness and grit.
Yeah.
Like, I'd argue the 80s are the movies that best symbolize America because, like, a Western is a prettied up version of what America is. When you watch a Commando, when you watch an idiotic 80s...
Commando's a good one.
When you watch an idiotic 80s action movie, it is the over-the-topness that makes America what it is.
In the 80s, no one ever questioned America. Now it's all anyone ever does in movies.
You can't do it anymore. Top Gun is right there as just like fucking America, America, America. The government might as well put it out.
Yeah.
It's just like being in the military is never so cool.
It's a commercial for the Air Force.
It's a commercial for the Air Force.
Hey, want to fuck this blonde? Yeah. Want to become rivals with Val Kilmer only to become friends in the end?
And the enemy is anyone who doesn't look like us.
Most of Europe's okay.
Most of Europe's okay.
Yeah.
Not all.
The region that produces the most boxers can be a bit iffy, but other than that...
Rocky IV and Top Gun really, like, I don't know how we're going to top either of those as just...
Rambo. Not the first one. Not the first one that's an introspective look at PSD and all that bullshit.
Yeah, not the best one.
Yeah, not the best, but not the good one.
No. Honestly, we could reduce this to the second and third installments of most movies are the greatest American.
Rambo 2 is, you know why? Because Rambo goes back to Vietnam and wins that war that we lost.
Yes.
Recreating history.
Single-handedly.
That's pretty American.
And the moral of the story was because they're smaller and different. And Rambo's jacked.
Yeah, he's jacked.
He's jacked.
And oiled up. I don't know where he finds time to rub coconut oil on his body. But
always coconut oil.
Oh, yeah.
Always coconut oil. Someone had that specific job in Rambo 2. All right? You're the oil boy.
Probably a woman between the ages of 20 and 23.
Well, I was going to say that's generous given some of the accusations. A woman between
17.
14 and 19. He's not choosy. Roadhouse. That's technically 1990, but let's get real. Mm-hmm. That is, if you love America, if you're a person who loves America, you love that movie.
Listen, punching and kicking and shooting people is the way to go.
Absolutely.
We don't do that enough in movies anymore.
We don't do that enough in movies anymore. Yeah, in Roadhouse, he does a little Tai Chi, which isn't the most American thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, that's the 90s seeping in there.
That's the 90s seeping in.
That's the 90s. It's not welcome.
Absolutely.
But, you know, the rest of the movie's so good, we'll put up with it.
You look past it.
Sam Elliott cancels out the Tai Chi.
Sam Elliott does. It's an equation. Yeah, Sam Elliott. Now, don't get me wrong. He's got long, fruity hair, but his voice cancels out the long, fruity hair.
And that mustache.
That mustache.
That mustache.
That cancels
it's
out.
American as
he
it
could
gets.
be wearing a pink crop top with that mustache. I mean, is there any Americanness to like the Alien franchise? I do think the aliens represented the Middle East. But yeah, franchises. Franchises are the most American thing there is. When you just beat a dead horse into the ground,
more and more money comes out.
Your numbers just say there's one more in us. It's going to get. There's still 500 million.
American Ninja films do this pretty well. American Ninja 1 through 5. You're not.
I'm not as familiar.
Yeah, you're not familiar. We'll have to.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll get familiar.
All I heard is ninja, and I'm out.
American Ninja. This is sure you think ninjutsu. That's a Japanese thing, but if this is an American guy fucking being better at ninjutsu than Japanese people.
That's true. That is exciting when that happens.
That's pretty good.
When there's like, when you see a white sumo wrestler, and you're like, look at this guy, fucking America.
Yeah, looks like we could eat more spare ribs than you guys.
I was going to say, sure, he's fat with a ponytail, but I'm rooting for Rebel Wilson.
She lost a lot of weight. God bless her.
She did. She's going to be around a while now. Yeah. I think her comedies were even more American. You know, you watch a fucking Tommy Boy, and it's just an idiot American, idiot fat guy who figures it out and starts making some dough.
Yeah. The story of a downtrodden white man who gets a company from his dad.
That's right. That is America.
Wow.
A fat idiot making a fortune is America.
Yes. And he gets a cute girl.
Not with brains, but with brashness.
Brashness.
You know, not playing by the rules.
Personality and brashness. You know, kind of how LA comics do it without jokes.
Yeah. Dirty Harry.
Very American.
Incredibly
Some people say a
American.
little too American.
A little too American?
Some
I'm
people
not
say a
one of
little
them. I'm not one of them. I mean,
What do you mean you're going to make my partner a woman? She can't lift things or think critically.
You're thinking like a woman right now. You should be in the kitchen, Sarge. The world is full of hard truths.
Hard truth.
Hard truths that can only be solved with a weapon.
Cobra is a very American movie.
Cobra, I mean,
that is
once
just...
again, it's just not as big as the other movies we're talking about right now, but like...
It makes up for it, though, in plot relevance.
It is so American.
Dirty Harry redone.
It is Dirty Harry without any of the charm.
Yeah, it's just a killing machine with a badge, basically.
Here's an American movie, The Mummy. The whole plot of The Mummy is we're in the Middle East.
And
but
Arabs
there's
Arabs are still dangerous after they die.
and they're still dangerous after they die.
Yes.
And up until that point, I thought it was a documentary. But they're in the Middle East, and the only one who can stop like the fucking zombie apocalypse is a white guy from America.
A white guy with big guns.
He doesn't play by the rules. He's brash. He cuts corners.
Yep.
Okay, and they don't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't understand. He's not beholden to a cat god.
He does try to cut too many corners, like shooting a mummy with a gun. Like, that's a cheat code that's not going to work.
What else are you gonna do?
You have to read it to death.
Put it in a headlock? I don't even know what that means.
That means you need
read
a
book?
smart person. They read a book to it and it somehow dies.
Oh, it's like a spell.
Yeah.
Did that happen in the movie?
That happens in all those fucking movies. So, The Mummy is disqualified because you have to read to win.
I'll give you an American film, The Witch. That is America. That is 1600s. Burning women.
Woman out of line.
Burning women.
Yep.
She was Melfi.
How many guys got their mouthy wives burned?
That is such a thing that you know happened. She's such a cunt. I don't want to divorce her because God hates that. We're going to burn her on a cross.
She might be a witch. I don't fucking know.
You don't know that she isn't?
Yeah.
Michael Bay, everything.
Yeah.
Michael Bay,
The Rock.
everything. I think even when you look at comedies, like a Porky's, for instance, just boys being boys, fucking a hooker together, you know, trying to sneak into the air shaft to the women's locker room to check out. Absolutely.
Now that is a very serious crime. It's not just boys being boys anymore.
Not 45 years ago. That was boys being boys.
Unfortunately, so was sexual battery and rape.
Yes. Well, times do change.
I think there's a big difference when drilling a hole in a wall and going hee.
Was he the rape or?
No, that'd be such an evil rape.
That's your rape sound.
Imagine, dude, the women just keep describing that guy, and it's just so chilling.
I could never hear laughter again.
Yeah. Oh my God! Not only did he rape me, but he ruined A&E comedy nights.
Who's our most American comic? Dice.
Dice, maybe. Yeah, Dice is pretty up there. I think Bert Kreischer is pretty goddamn American too.
Oh, he's amazingly American. Once again, it checks all the boxes. Overweight, not that bright, but still gets to the top somehow.
Yes, by knowing the right people.
And taking his shirt off.
And taking his shirt off.
Which-
and drinking beer.
And drinking beer. And if you've learned anything from this episode, taking your shirt off and drinking beer is American. It really is American as it gets.
Pretty much, dude.
Yeah, that's basically a couch on your front porch, which is also American.
Yeah. I'd love a couch on my porch.
Couch on the porch is, until that first bad rain, you're living in the lap of luxury.
Yeah.
Once it rains, it's starting to stink and rot.
Yeah.
You sit on it anyway.
You regret spending $799 at Bob's
You regret robbing your neighbor.
and not even have the decency to hide what you stole from him.
You just move it across the street on your front porch
Hi, Frank. What are you going to do?
with your pit bull lying on it. Now that is American.
That's American.
Yeah. Jackass.
Jackass, very American. In fact, they're usually draped in the flag.
That's about as American as it gets. Fools that are drug addicts and pussy hounds just hurting themselves for our entertainment. Selfless.
Truly selfless.
Truly selfless. Like a priest will give up
And they
sex.
have a midget we can laugh at. That's always American.
And a fat guy.
Jackass, a lot of people don't know this. Jackass actually comes from the fine tradition. Irish immigrants boxing kangaroos for whiskey. That's how it started.
That is how it started. They're historians at Jackass.
They
They
understand.
appreciate history.
This is the first Jackass.
Yeah, I mean, we named a lot of American films, but I tend to agree with Alan that Rocky IV, that might sum it up better than anything.
Dude, he defeats communism in a fist fight.
The layers couldn't be any... The layer on top, the veil couldn't be thinner if it wanted to be. This guy's gonna fucking... And when did it come out? Prime Cold War.
Oh, yeah.
Prime Cold War.
I think it was 86.
It's gonna take a 5'8" Italian who just won't go down to
and
beat
won't stop taking steroids.
a genetically engineered Nazi-looking motherfucker who killed his friend,
He killed his friend.
who was wearing America trunks at the time.
Yeah, dude. That's an 80s movie. Somebody kills your black friend, so you try to kill him.
Yeah. Even
I
though,
had a black friend.
even though the person is dangerous and all reason says not to get in the ring. But you got heart.
Even though you have a family at home.
That's right. And America might not have brains, but if there's one thing we had, or used to have, or fetishize having, it's heart. Bye, guys.